Hello viewers, my name is Maria Williams. I'm with Reliable Realty. Thank you to the programming for inviting me back again to do another show on Punta Cana TV. Some of you may recognize me from shows on HGTV Caribbean Life, where I've had a few episodes there. If not, no worries, just tune into HGTV Caribbean Life. You'll see my other episodes. My agency, Reliable Realty, has been in the Punta Cana, Dominican Republic area for 11 years now. We are a very respected agency that deal primarily with North American clients, English-speaking clients, who are looking for properties to purchase and maybe purchase and put in, receive some good return on their investment, some rental income. I'm often referred to as the answer lady here. A lot of people will call on my agency and ask Maria, what about this and what about that? Even other agencies will call on me, so it's nice to have that great collaboration and respect in the community. In one of my former episodes on the TV programming here, we talked about Hurricane Maria, and we talked about the solid concrete construction to assure our viewers that, well, number one, hurricanes are not really affected here on the east coast of the Dominican Republic. And that's primarily because Puerto Rico does buffer us from hurricanes. You can watch that show for more information as to why. But hurricanes typically go right around the east coast of Punta Cana. But today we're going to talk more about pre-construction and why people are buying pre-construction and what some of their concerns might be. Pre-construction, some of the concerns might be the solid construction. So in that episode, we talked about how the properties are not going anywhere here. They are built as solid concrete block with a lot of rebar, and they have really strong and deep footings into the ground. So they are built in a way that that if there is an earthquake, they can flex a bit. The buildings are not going to crack. And we don't really get hurricanes here, but if so, the government does mandate here that the codes for building do have to implement that the buildings are solid construction that can withstand hurricanes and earthquakes up to a 7 degree. Punta Cana is such a hot, booming market right now. We can't even keep up with the volume. Oftentimes I feel bad because I can't even answer my emails for a day or two because we're just out with clients and just busy as can be. There's a lot of buzz going on right now with pre-construction, and it's everywhere. When I came here 11 years ago with my partner Todd, there really wasn't anything here, just a couple condo communities and Cocotel, the community built on the golf course, but there really wasn't a whole lot to show, but I saw the vision here. Now, every time I turn around, there's some new construction going on, whether it be a whole brand new shopping mall, whether it be a whole commercial center, whether it's condo communities, a lot of condo communities, inside golf course communities, outside within the touristic area of Bavaro, which we call Cortecito or Los Corrales areas. That's the touristic zones. But also inside some of the resorts, like the Hard Rock. We have pre-construction or under construction going on everywhere, and these days the construction is selling out very quickly, often before the construction is even finished. Many of my clients ask, is it better to buy something that's already existing, what we call a resale, or is it better to buy pre-construction or something under construction? That really depends on, first of all, the budget of the clients, but it also depends on maybe the payment. Maybe you don't have all the cash right now, and so pre-construction or something under construction might be a better option because it can spread that time over an 18-month or 2-year period that you can pay during the construction progress. Maybe our clients want something right now. They want a vacation home right now. They travel here or are planned to travel here a lot. They want something turnkey ready, furnished, and so they want something now. So in that case, then of course a resale is going to be definitely hot on their list of properties that I'll be showing them. So I guess the question is really up to the clients, the prospective buyer clients, whether they want something now, which would be a resale, or whether they want something brand new that they want to wait 18 months to 2 years before it's completed. And that would be pre-construction or under construction. So because of the activity here that we have with a lot of under construction, pre-construction properties, there's so much to talk about in this particular category, but it makes a lot more sense for me to invite some other people that actually purchase property here that can tell you a little bit more about their experiences and their stories. So today I've invited Eva and Curtis Wilson, and they actually purchased 2 properties from Reliable Realty in 2 different areas. So, and they were pre-construction properties as well. So I'd like to actually let them tell their story, their experiences. So, Curtis, Eva, how are you? Good.
Thanks for inviting us. It's good to see you again.
I'm so glad
It's great to see you.
So, Curtis and Eva, tell me, how afraid were you guys to actually purchase pre-construction in a developing country?
Well, actually, there are a few things to be to take into consideration when you buy pre-construction. But we had done that in the States, and having somebody represent us here was very important to take out some of those uncertainties.
Okay. Sure.
And we were delighted to have somebody here with, I don't know how many years of experience, 10, 11 years? Back then it was 8 or 9.
I think it was 8 or 9 when you purchased your first one. That's a good point. Yes, our agency's been here 11 years now, so we have a lot of experience, and we know a lot. So
Well, there certainly are some things that are to the buyer's advantage buying pre-construction. And sometimes the developer is willing to negotiate a bit of a discount if you buy pre-construction or during construction. But when the final product's on the ground and offered, it's going to be the retail price.
that is true. And actually, to be honest, Curtis, the pre-construction is selling so fast here right now. As soon as they break ground, that there's not even a lot of discounts given because it's already discounted at the pre-construction price. And a lot of these pre-constructions right now are actually selling out before they even start constructing.
Yes, we found that to be true.
Amazing.
And if you snooze, you lose. On these nicer projects, they're usually limited in number, 20, 30, 35, 38 units.
Yep.
So it's good to get in there early.
Yes.
Look at the artist renditions, renderings.
And the artist renditions are very, very...
Let's do that right there. Let's pick that up right there.
So, so speaking about fear, you guys didn't have a lot of fear. Not so much.
Well, it all had to do with you and Reliable Realty.
Oh, well, thank you.
No, it did.
Wow.
The confidence that I got to know you through Skype, and you spent hours with me, really making me feel comfortable and confident about what we were about to do.
Thank you, Eva. That means a lot to me.
Well, there were times when we were
No, that's the truth.
several thousand miles away, and would have questions pop up, and you were our boots on the ground. So it's good to have and be able to rely on Reliable Realty and
Thank you.
get your boots on the ground.
Thank you. And that is so true. A lot of times when people are considering buying pre-construction, they'll see these signs and they're driving around maybe on an excursion at a resort, and they say, oh, let's take a picture of that, let's call that, or let's go talk to that developer, and they want to go thinking they're saving money, they're going to go buy direct. And then they end up with not having that representation because a lot of agencies, I mean, it's really about the commissions, and then they just turn everything over to the developers, but they're not really holding the hands of the clients from the start to the finish, all the way to the start to the finish. Like you said, when you have questions and you need stuff like that, they're not going to be there. They're dealing with many, many people at the same time. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of delays, or you're not going to get that individual personal feeling that you get when you're working with a reliable agency. So that is a really good point.
We couldn't have done it without you, because any changes we just didn't know how to go about anything, and we couldn't have done it without you.
Wow, thank you very much, guys. So let me ask you another question. So what are the advantages? We kind of talked about that, buying through an agency versus the developer. We kind of talked about that already. So boots on the ground, you said that. So we don't even need to talk about that. If there are advantages, I think.
Absolutely, there are, and it's essential, I think, for a buyer who doesn't have local knowledge to have representation here. And it's only good business. It's not because there's a danger, inherent danger doing business here. It's just good, smart business to have representation.
Thank you.
Yes. When we were in the States, you were here, and we needed you. And when do I talk about how?
Go ahead.
You
ask
can
the
do it
question.
now. Yeah, so go ahead.
Okay. So Curtis came to Punta Cana and met you, and you showed him around.
Yep.
And he actually found a place.
Mhm.
And
After about
Without-
16
without-
showings.
Without running it by my wife.
without
yes.
running it by me.
Yes.
So when he got home, you and I spent about 2.5 hours on Skype.
Yes.
And the thing about you is I really needed someone that spoke my language, that had lived in the States, that could tell me the comparison, the similarities, and things that were different compared to the United States.
Yes. Yes.
And the comfort level, I had three daughters in high school and college, and I needed to know that when we came here, we were going to be safe. And everything you told me initially 5 years ago has been held true.
Wow.
Indeed.
Wow.
Yes, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Very
awesome.
nice.
That's quite a testimony there. Everything even, huh? Wow.
Yes, everything.
Because some things I might have said I didn't know I was saying it right.
No, it
Just
was
kidding.
great. It was great.
Wow. So how safe then are financial real estate investments in the Dominican Republic that are pre-construction, since you purchased 2 of them?
Well, you certainly, you're deeded entitled here. Just like we're accustomed to back home. And I understand we didn't because we had the comfort level needed, but we didn't ask or buy title insurance. But I understand through your agency, you shared information with us about title insurance. And it can be had, I believe, by Stewart Title.
Stewart Title, that's right.
But I never felt, we never felt that we were swimming in an area that could have jeopardy with regard to our finances. It was all very businesslike, and
I think we always felt confident
sure we did.
on both purchases.
You had a little bit of an example, Curtis, that you were telling me when we worked together with the original floor plan. Eva wanted a little bit more space in the bathroom. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, sure.
Uh-huh.
We're not living here at the time, and
Yes.
this was the first property that we purchased through your agency. And you actually had initiated the conversation that now was the time, and you have the luxury in pre-construction or during construction,
That's
if you
true.
go to contract on a property, to make some changes
Yes, you do.
that would be more costly after the project is completed. So we had Maria on the other end of the phone, and she was actually walking through the project that we had gone to contract to purchase. And she made several suggestions about how to relocate some closets and redesign the bathroom. And we were very pleased with some drawings she sent, and we approved them. And she very rapidly sent a fax to us that needed our signature to approve the upgrades as they were. And that's certainly one of the advantages to buying pre-construction or mid-construction than the finished product. It's a great advantage. In addition to perhaps a point or two discount for paying pre-construction. And we can also discuss the cash purchase, upfront cash purchase, with very little holdback, which I was comfortable doing because you knew the property,
Right.
you knew the developers.
Yes.
And so, once again, I repeat myself, but having good, and there are many wonderful agencies here, but our experience with Reliable Realty was exceptional.
And so there are other financial investment attractions that we get a lot of our prospective buyer clients that are asking us, and some of those are some tax incentives, And yes, there are tax incentives. It really depends on the property, of course, but there are tax incentives that, depending on the price amount that you can have, it'd be exempt from paying property taxes. The one-time transfer tax, which everybody has to pay a transfer title tax, is only 3%. And that's off the lower assessed value. It's not on the full purchase price. So that's also an advantage. And there are some pre-constructions that are actually in some zones, some areas, that are considered the more touristic zones, that there's actually what's called the Comfort Tour, which is a 15-year property tax exemption. And it also eliminates that 3% one-time transfer tax. So that's a huge advantage as well if taxes are a big concern. But either way, taxes are still low here on properties. Even if you don't get those tax advantages, property tax is only 1% off the lower assessed value anyway. So I wanted to just mention that.
Right. In both of the properties we happened to buy, we didn't buy them because of the Comfort, but that certainly wasn't a great advantage to being exempt from the already low property taxes
exactly.
for 15 years.
Exactly.
And
It was a bonus.
and if purchased properly, you can pass that Comfort on to the next buyer. And,
Yes, that's true.
and that's something that needs to be discussed.
Good question for you. Is there a difference between the estimated construction completion date versus the actual delivery date?
Sure, there is. Sometimes.
There is in the U.S.
Yes, of course there is anywhere.
I've been involved in several real estate projects, and rarely do they come in on time and or under budget. Throughout the Caribbean, even I've traveled throughout the Caribbean a long time. It's a different pace. That's why we want to come here. It's a
slower pace.
Slower
That's
pace.
our attraction.
Slower lifestyle.
I think you really have to learn patience.
Right.
And I just read today that patience is the companion of wisdom. So we're more wise by being here.
That's good.
Wow.
But there's cultural differences every country you go to, and we've been very blessed to travel the Caribbean extensively and other parts of the world. And sometimes the construction doesn't happen as rapidly as we might be accustomed to in other areas. But I think the developers that we have dealt with personally have kept us abreast of delays.
Great, yeah.
And we know, even though Punta Cana and the Dominican Republic in general is somewhat immune from the hurricane systems, weather affects their weather delays.
Absolutely.
And but by and large, all the observations I've made about the talented workers here is that they're wonderful masons. The local and the Haitian construction workers are very talented, and it's really quite wonderful to see the end product here.
Yes, it is absolutely amazing.
I would say we have gotten to know the people, and we've fallen in love with the people, and so that gives you more patience.
Yeah,
Indeed.
of course. And some of the other thing you mentioned, a good point, weather. I mean, I'm the boots on the ground here, so I understand really what the frustrations that some of the developers are going through. It's not really all of they're doing is some of the delays. We could get shipment delays. A lot of the materials, especially the finishing materials, are coming from different parts, Italy,
Spain.
Germany, Spain. They could be coming from all over. So you get a shipment delay, and you know how that can happen any day of the week. That could delay, the completion by 6 to 8 weeks sometimes. Just that alone on a late shipment. So between weather, between delays in shipment, those are definitely some of the primary causes why we do have delays in some of the construction here. And typically, it's not that terribly bad of delays. It might be a couple of months, 2-3 months delays. Is pretty standard. So, and I would suspect that's pretty standard anywhere.
But I don't think that here in the Dominican Republic they overpromise and underdeliver any more than anywhere else I've been involved.
Right. That's so true.
I agree.
That's true. Yeah. So several of the prospective buyers often ask if the developers offer any type of payment terms during the construction stages. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about how you set your payment structure up and if that was a benefit to you, how that worked during the construction phase?
Well, we had several options.
Yes.
There were some 10% down and 5 takedowns along the way options. Very similar to what you would find in most parts of the Western world, at least. And there are very friendly payoff options that you shared with us and the developer shared with us if one needs it. And there's some financing options. We chose another bit of an advantage if you can pay the bulk down in cash or up front, so to speak. You can possibly realize an extra point or two discount because that enables them to fast forward the start date and the construction date. So there are several options here, very friendly options.
Yes, yes.
And you're probably more familiar with those, but they were offered to us, and we found what worked for us.
Yeah,
it's a friendly environment.
Right. The good developers and of course my agency's been here 11 years, so we've had a lot of construction going on. Of course, this area is 100% different than what it was when I first came here 11 years ago. Back then we had dirt roads. There were only 2 condo constructions in the Cordacito area behind my office at that time, so we really didn't have a lot to show. We had Cocatal, beautiful area. I lived there myself. Was still being constructed, a lot of construction going on back then. But really, we didn't have a lot of choices to offer our clients back then. But I'll tell you what, researching the developers, because of all this progress, you would not recognize the area right now. We have paved roads, we have a beautiful highway, our infrastructure is here. We even have lights now, traffic lights, and gas stations seem to pop up all the time. We have super malls, beautiful malls,
and that was
grocery
something
shopping we didn't have before.
Yeah,
so.
Eva was going to speak to because we've been on islands that you had to bring in a lot of things yourself.
Yes,
And
yes.
So we have traveled the Caribbean a lot. And a lot of the islands are just about water, which we're about water too, diving, snorkeling, boating. But this island offers everything, tennis, golf, nightlife, anything you want. And there's restaurants.
Oh
We were in a
my gosh.
restaurant.
Of every
Lost
flavor.
track of how many restaurants.
We were in the restaurant the other night and we said, we could be in Southern California right now. It's really grown.
And very rapidly.
Yes.
I mean, like I said, it's 100% different than what it was 11 years ago when,
Yes.
when Todd and I first came to this island and thought, wow. But we recognized at that time that this seemed like it could be something, and it was a good canvas to start painting on, basically.
And it doesn't take much time to get to the very remote areas.
Yes.
There's still a lot of
Yes.
unexplored land here and
Beautiful
places and beautiful people.
I did want to touch quickly on bank loans. A lot of prospective buyers say, can you get a bank loan here? I don't recommend it. And to be honest with you, I don't even spend the time with clients that want to try to get a bank loan here. Why? The interest rates are between 8 to 9.5%. You could get a pre-approval. That doesn't really mean anything. It takes a long process to actually get yourself approved. You're losing your return on your investment when you're paying 8 to 9.5% interest on a loan. So what I just tell clients is, prepare before you come. Take out a home equity loan at home, liquidate some assets, sell some other properties that you're not, fond of anymore or whatever. But free up your own assets back in your own country. And come with cash, because cash is king here.
Yes.
And like
Well,
Chris said,
anywhere.
Yeah, I think that's great.
discounts.
I think that's great advice.
And I'll tell you that throughout the Caribbean, the larger the island, the more opportunity in real estate, and typically the lower the price.
Yes.
Of course, the smaller the island, the more expensive the real estate.
Yes.
And Hispaniola is the second largest island in the Caribbean.
Next to
And
Cuba,
It homes 2 countries. 2/3 of the island is the Dominican Republic, and the other third is Haiti. And what we've experienced here is you can get double, triple, and sometimes quadruple
Bang for your buck.
bang for your buck
Yes.
in this lovely island.
Absolutely.
On this lovely island.
And that was part of the reason in my research before I even selected the Dominican Republic, specifically Punta Cana. why we chose this island, because the real estate here is still extremely affordable. You can get a 2-bedroom, beautiful 2-bedroom, almost 1,300 square feet for around $125,000 to $150,000. It could be furnished or unfurnished, and that's new. Granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, absolutely beautiful. Mahogany wood, custom mahogany wood cabinetry and trim. So there's a lot to be had here. You can still get an ocean view condo overlooking perfect views of the ocean for under $400,000. There's still to be had, not as many anymore, but we still have a few to be had, and those are the resales. So resales are very viable as well as pre-construction, although we're talking about pre-construction today. For sure, resale properties are booming as well. And if somebody wants to get into the market immediately and they don't want to wait 18 months, 2 years for the construction to be done on a pre-construction, then buying resale, something that's fully furnished, turnkey ready, maybe in our property management, vacation rental program already, is ideal for those people. And they can just flip the key and voila, they've got property. In less than 30 days we can close and do a really good closing. Our agency's been here, like I said, 11 years. We do things right. We research developers well. We research titles to make sure titles are legitimate before we even put them on our website. If it's not on our website, I highly recommend it's probably not going to be. There's something probably wrong with it, because we know about everything going on in this island, Reliable Realty. So check out the website. It's reliablerealtydr.com. So very easy, reliablerealtydr.com. And by the way, realty is realty, 2 syllables, not realty.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that. So lots to be said and talked about here. And I just wanted to do some closing remarks here.
Maria, I like your motto, basically, bring cash and be ready.
Bring cash and be ready, yeah. Otherwise, don't come to me. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
No,
I'm
because
kidding.
that's true,
Yeah,
because
we can work it. Yeah.
there's so much available
Yeah.
right now. So
And
many
you know what,
good
you
deals
say
out there.
bring cash. If you want to buy something resale, yes,
Yeah.
bring cash. If you don't have all the cash right now, maybe you've got 2 or 3 years before you retire and you're coming into your retirement plans or your 401ks or some other Social Security or other types of funds that are going to be coming available to you. Then pre-construction might be the better choice, because you have time with your payment plans during the construction process over the 18 months, 2 years to pay at your convenience, and maybe wait till all that money comes in and you can make your final last sum payment. But we can work all that out with the payment schedule, negotiating the payment schedule with the developers. Because our agency's been here a long time, we have a lot of good clout with the developers. They love us to death. We are able to negotiate a good price. Always don't negotiate a good price for our clients, and we're also able to negotiate those payment schedules as well for our clients. So yeah, a lot that we talked about today, and sorry I'm rambling, but there's very exciting. I wanted to just touch base very quickly on the last subject, and that is really important. When you're working with an agency, you want to find an agency that is full service. And when I say full service, that means that they not only can help you find the right property, somebody you can trust that's going to hold your hand through the entire process, but somebody that also has project management. When you buy new construction, you're going to need somebody here to, like Curtis and Eva said, to walk in, to say, hey guys, I know Eva wanted a bigger bathroom. While you still have time, let's talk about this. Maybe we can redesign this or have a developer redesign this. You're going to want paint colors. You're going to want it furnished and decorated. You're going to want accessories, dishes. So when you come here,
and I gotta say, in post delivery, we don't live here full time.
Yeah.
And your company manages one of our properties.
Yeah, exactly.
For rentals,
exactly.
and it's a superb service,
Yeah.
one we can depend on.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
we don't lose sleep over it.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you plugged that in, because that was what I was going to say next. So in addition to project management, getting your property ready for all of that, for renters, for example, if you do want to make some good return on your investment, that not only pays all of your cost of ownership in most cases, but in most of our clients' cases that rent very well can afford them 2, 3, sometimes 4 trips here a year at no cost. So that's some good return on your investment for if you do decide to rent it out to vacationers. Our company only handles short-term vacation rentals. We don't really do a lot with long-term. That's not really our niche market. There are other agencies that do specialize in that here, but no, ours is sales, project management, property management, meaning we tend to all the guests, full service. We do cooking, cleaning in the home, extra cleaning. We do babysitting if they need it. We do airport transfers. We do
From airport
excursion
pickup
booking,
to airport drop-off,
exactly,
and everything in the middle.
Exactly.
It's nice.
Everything that you would expect as a VIP in a resort and more. It's what
And
Reliable Realty can do. Because we're friends. Our clients do become our friends for
Yes,
life. So
we've been
definitely.
Indeed.
Definitely.
Yes.
Thank you.
Anyway, thank
Thank
you.
you for asking us to
Yes.
join you today.
Yes.
It's been great. Thank you for
Hola a toda mi gente de Punta Cana Homes, hoy como siempre trayéndole e informándole a usted lo que pasa aquí en esta zona, la Flor del Este, Ana Miosotis. Pues déjeme contarle que en esta zona que va en desarrollo cada vez, usted recuerda que estuvimos aprendiendo sobre cómo usted comprar su vivienda y quedarse aquí con nosotros. Pues hoy me encuentro al lado de un experto en esta materia, el cual va a responder esa duda que usted tiene sobre cómo usted comprar y quedarse aquí viviendo con nosotros como todo un dominicano. Pues me encuentro acompañada del licenciado Joan Confidente, el cual forma parte de la firma IC Consultores. Buenas tardes, Joan. ¿Cómo está usted, licenciado?
Bueno, muy bien, muy bien. Muchísimas gracias por invitarme a este programa y estando en este lugar desde donde podemos disfrutar la naturaleza, el sol tropical y todo, pues es excelente estar aquí. Muchas gracias.
Claro que sí, ese sol, esa arena y esas palmeras que nos hacen a nosotros tan diferente y atraemos a todas esas personas que ahora no se quieren quedar como turistas, Joan, te cuento. Ahora quieren venir y quieren invertir en lo que es esta zona que va cada día más en desarrollo. ¿Qué te parece a ti ese desarrollo que estamos teniendo?
Bueno, pues estamos teniendo un gran momento en toda la zona de Punta Cana y eso se mide a través de las estadísticas de turistas que siguen llegando y nuevos inversionistas, nuevos desarrollos en la infraestructura hotelera, oferta complementaria, de manera que considero que es una bendición lo que nos está sucediendo como zona, como país en materia de turismo y que sigan llegando más.
Claro que sí. Licenciado, y existe la duda, más ahora que vamos creciendo, ¿cómo se inicia un proceso de residencia?
Bueno, mira, me has hecho una gran pregunta porque los turistas primero vienen y nos visitan. Al visitarnos, pues les gusta nuestro país, se sienten bien, se acostumbran a nuestro clima, a nuestra gente, lo que es de gran bendición. Una vez han dado ese paso, pues queda un segundo paso, queda el paso de que organizar dónde se van a quedar, ya sea comprar, rentar o cualquier otra modalidad de quedarse en nuestro país. Posterior a eso, viene una secuencia de pasos y el siguiente es regularizar su situación en nuestro país, o sea, estar legalmente en nuestro país. El proceso de migración es un proceso que lo recomendable es que se haga a través de un experto que pueda economizar tiempo, dinero y darle garantías al proceso. El proceso inicia en el país de origen del aplicante. Quiere esto decir que yo, ciudadano extranjero, quiero regularizar mi situación en República Dominicana, pues lo primero que debo hacer es iniciar mi proceso de residencia en mi país de origen. Ahí inicia el proceso de residencia, a través de dirigirse al consulado dominicano acreditado en ese país a los fines de completar el proceso de adquirir una visa de residencia, la cual tiene una vigencia de 60 días. Quiere esto decir que a partir de la emisión de esa visa de residencia, el aplicante tendrá 60 días disponible para entrar a República Dominicana y agotar el proceso de completar su residencia dominicana.
Excelente. Licenciado, ¿cuáles son los requisitos que se exigen para este extranjero poder obtener su residencia?
Mira, los requisitos para optar por la residencia son un listado, hay un catálogo de requisitos que debe cumplir el solicitante, y esos requisitos varían en función de a través de qué escalafón, vamos a nombrarlo de esta forma, o a través de cuál de las modalidades pues califique el extranjero para solicitar o aplicar su residencia. En términos generales, el requisito principal es tener un pasaporte vigente con una vigencia mínima de 18 meses, un certificado de no antecedentes penales donde haya residido el extranjero los últimos 5 años. Esos son requisitos fundamentales, entre otros está como una forma del Estado salvaguardar de la salud de ese aplicante, de que no sea un ente que nos vaya pues a un ente portador de enfermedades y así por el estilo, pues es necesario que se haga también un examen médico general que certifique la condición general de salud de ese ciudadano interesado en residir en República Dominicana. Entre otros requisitos están también actas de nacimiento, fotos 2x2 o tamaño pasaporte para fines de... Esos son los requisitos más notorios. Evidentemente tenemos cartas de garantía de un dominicano o una certificación de garantía mediante una póliza, que es algo que ha entrado en vigencia recientemente, y son los requisitos mayores. Hay otros requisitos, pero estos son los mayores, los más importantes.
Perfecto. Licenciado, ¿todos los extranjeros califican para obtener la residencia o existen sus excepciones?
Bueno, vamos a decir que en principio no necesariamente todos califican, todos los extranjeros son bienvenidos, pero para ser beneficiario de una residencia es importante destacar que la residencia no es un derecho, es un privilegio, el cual el Estado Dominicano, al igual que cualquier otro Estado, confiere a los solicitantes en la medida que cumplan con una serie de requisitos. Para adquirir la residencia dominicana hay distintas modalidades. Una de ellas, y quizás digamos que, una de ellas es a través de reunificación familiar, que consiste en una pareja, una persona que haya contraído matrimonio con un nacional o ciudadano dominicano, o en su defecto, reunificación familiar por concepto de dependencia. El concepto de dependencia quiere decir personas mayores o personas que tengan una condición particular y que para que ellos estén bien, para que puedan estar bien, necesitan la tendencia de una persona X. Eso crea una dependencia y es una de las modalidades a través de las cuales se adquiere la residencia dominicana, mediante la reunificación familiar, ya sea por vínculo marital o por dependencia. Otra de las modalidades más usadas en la zona, por estar nosotros en una zona turística, es la modalidad de residencia por inversión. Esta es para aquellos extranjeros que se han enamorado tanto de nuestro país, como antes decía, que llegan al punto de querer invertir y que quieren formar parte de este paraíso, ¿verdad? Y hacen una inversión por más de $200,000. Esas personas califican para ser beneficiarios de una residencia dominicana. Luego está otra modalidad de residencia, que es la modalidad de residencia para los pensionados o rentistas. Me explico. Los pensionados y rentistas son personas que tienen un ingreso fijo en su país superior a los $2.500 en función de ser rentista o pensionado, $2.500 o $2,000, según aplique. Esas personas califican para optar por la residencia dominicana, probando que en su país tienen un ingreso, como dije anteriormente, por $2,000 en caso de ser pensionados y $2,500 en caso de ser rentistas. Una vez probado ese ingreso y que no sea por concepto de salario, o sea, los salarios no aplican, eso debe quedar claro, los salarios no aplican, debe ser una renta o una pensión. Esas son las modalidades a través de las cuales se puede optar por la residencia dominicana.
Excelente. Ya vamos aclarando esa mente, vamos ahí saciando esa sed de duda que tenía usted, que está loco por venir aquí a vivir, donde no quiere vacacionar más, sino quedarse a vivir, licenciado, licenciado, una pregunta, ¿qué tiempo toma ese proceso de solicitud?
Mira, los casos migratorios son particulares y dependen bastante del solicitante. Vamos a decir que un tiempo promedio serían 3 meses, puede ser de 3 meses, pero va a depender muchísimo de que el expediente esté completo, de que los documentos cumplan con los estándares y la exigencia del Estado Dominicano. Pues todo eso depende bastante de esas condiciones. Partiendo de un expediente que esté completamente saludable, completamente saneado, pues entendemos que de 2 a 3 meses es tiempo suficiente para adquirir la residencia dominicana.
Después de haber escuchado y aprendido las recomendaciones del licenciado Joan, confidente, él es muy confidente, como ¿qué le dejas tú a saber a toda esa gente que está ahí muy atento a este muy importante programa? Déjame decirte, ¿qué le dices tú como recomendación final?
Bueno, pues como recomendación final es importante que los extranjeros sepan que no todo el que se le acerca con algún tipo de recomendaciones no necesariamente está capacitado para llevar a cabo un proceso de regularización o un proceso de residencia. Nuestra recomendación es que antes de pagar un proceso de regularización o residencia, que se cercioren de que esa persona cumple, tiene los conocimientos prácticos para llevar a cabo ese proceso de residencia que ellos tanto anhelan y evitar pues así ser estafado por desaprensivos que no necesariamente le hacen un buen aporte a nuestra zona. Esa sería nuestra recomendación.
Muchas gracias, licenciado Joan Confidente, por compartir esta tarde tan cálida con nosotros aquí en Punta Cana Homes. Y muchas gracias a usted que estuvo ahí y no se movió ni un momentito. Y quédese pegadito ahí porque venimos con muchas cosas buenas aquí en HGTV.